Hey everyone, and welcome to your May 2022 readings. I decided to change up the scenery since it's just super beautiful out, and also speaking of change, I changed up the format this month. I might change it back, but this month we are focusing on all love readings across all signs. So that's what we're focused on. Remember that this is a collective reading for your sun, moon, or rising sign, right? So if this particular one doesn't resonate, I would check out your other two signs. Speaking of which, if you're wondering, I don't know, I follow tropical, I follow sidereal, which one? I would say just whichever you resonate with the most. So if you resonate more with sidereal and those associations, then follow the sun, moon, rising that's in that system, right? Or vice versa. So the timestamps will be down below as well. There are links also for how you can book a one-to-one reading with me. Of course, if we're doing collective reading, we can't hit the mark for every single like Aries or Aquarius all the way down, all the way through, right? So if you want something specific that is specific to your situation, I would recommend booking a reading with me personally. The links for that are down below. Also for how to get 20% off and 50% off of a one-to-one 90-minute reading with me. Last thing I'll say, oh yes, cards and cocktails. We didn't do it for the month of April. I know, I just got so busy. So we are doing it, cards and cocktails, hangout. It's a live hangout on Instagram that I do on Instagram. I might choose to do on YouTube. I still haven't gotten around to deciding whether I want to do it here or not because I have more people that follow me over there versus here. This is brand new, so we'll see. But if you want to stay up on that, follow me over on Instagram. I'm probably most likely going to be doing it either the first weekend of this month, which I know Mother's Day is there, so I might not do it then. I might do it when the moon is in Sag later in the month, which I think is around the 26th, 5th or 6th or 7th, something like that. So again, if you want to stay up on that, follow me over on Instagram. Last thing I'll say is that there are new monthly subscriptions that you can check out over on Patreon, and that's in the description as well, for how you can get ongoing divinatory guidance if you are going through a really stressful period, a transition period, with work, with life, with love, with anything, and you're wanting some like ongoing guidance. There are two options that I would recommend, right? One of them is a monthly subscription for weekly 30-minute readings, right? So that's like tapping in every single week on like what's up, right? And that's either live or recorded. And then the other is for a monthly reading with me for 90-minute reading, and that's either live or recorded. I only have a few spots for the lives, especially just because I need to make sure that I can deliver them. So if you want to get something like that done, feel free to hit me up. Without further ado, please continue on to your readings. Let me know how you like them. If you want me to stay focused on love, maybe we'll just keep that rolling for a little while too. I don't know. I'm still playing around with this channel, so I will talk to you guys next month. Thanks. Bye. Hello Pisces, and welcome to your May 2022 reading. So, some changes that you might be noticing. If you're confused or need to understand more, you can go ahead and listen to the first part of this video if you skipped over it. But otherwise, let's get into it. We're getting into love. All love readings for May for all signs. Remember, this is for sun, moon, or rising for Pisces, okay? So sun, moon, or rising, remember that it's collective too. So if this particular message doesn't resonate, check out your other two signs. And if you really want a specific reading, you know how to get in touch. It's down in the description below. Go ahead and book a reading with me if you want something really specific to your situation, right? So, oh, that just rolled out. Actually, that's one of my favorite cards in this particular deck as far as the artistry goes. So this first line, the top line here, is all you. The line below it that we're going to pull is for your person. So please keep in mind one person. So if you're dating and seeing multiple people have several different interests, you want to think about the one who's got like the most energy, the one that you're most curious about, right? And if you are someone in multiple relationships, still only one person, okay? Woohoo! All right. Okay. All right. We're also going to take a look at the lens through which you are examining all areas of your life, but it does affect your love life. Like what's happening for you internally, what's happening for you externally. And, you know, I wasn't doing it for every single sign, but I think we might take a look at what's going on for them internally and externally as well. Okay, Pisces, this is going to be interesting just from that alone. And where we're at, what's happening astrologically right now. All right. Now let's take a look at your person, because I've kind of already decided what's happening for them internally. And externally. Whew, your person of interest is seemingly independent, strong. I'm liking this. All right, so let's make sure these are all in frame. Yeah, they are. Okay, great. So starting with you at the top, we're going to take a look here. So it seems as though what is occurring for you right now here with the Five of Wands is a conflict of desires, and possibly even feeling this kind of contentious energy where there might be some kind of heated debates or arguments of some kind when it comes to what you're desiring in relationship or in a dating situation, right? And it's really interesting because like they're in this place where they are either they're clearly cutting cords, speaking what's so for them, like saying the truth. They're just being straight up. Queen of Swords, you know, is very direct and says what is there to say. And part of what comes with her gift is that she has learned a lot from life and has learned to cut the cords when they're necessary. So either this person is in a place where they're in this space right now in their life, or they are they're considering doing this with you. Maybe because you guys are going through this kind of experience together. You know, and again, read this as though, or take this in as though you're single or in connection with someone that is beyond, you know, the dating that's more serious, right? So it seems like there's just, this has been kind of going on. They seem like they're clearing the space. They're creating space and clearing things out, right? You're kind of like, some of the challenge that you're dealing with over here is this kind of confusion, like being in the space of like not really knowing. I get the feeling like what came to mind was like I was hearing not being completely clear on what it is that you want. And perhaps that's contributing to this here, but not really feeling clear on what it is that you completely want. And also just feeling some kind of confusion about which path, which direction, which thing, what do I do, right? Just kind of looking at all the options and, you know, possibly even feeling a little bit overwhelmed by that. You know, meanwhile, they're in the space where they're feeling a little bit challenged about like, do they continue to prune away? Like they're kind of looking at the garden that they've tended to, all the work that they've put in, and they're considering like there might be a little internal grappling that they might be dealing with regard to like, do I continue this? Do I continue to tend to this garden? Is this, are the fruits that I'm getting from this what I really want? Or do I just continue to prune and be done with this, right? So, and then we see like moving forward, right? There is this for you needing to really step into your self-expression. I think that there sometimes is this remembering of, you know, we're looking at the wands, right? Which is about fire, is about our passions, our desires, our inspirations, right? It's all about like the fire energy, this creative energy, this inspired, fiery kind of energy. And so I think that there is this needing to step into your self-expression, step into your remember your intuitive self and your creative self and your passionate self, and step into your power. I think to get some more clarity on the situation, you're going to need to do that, or even to like benefit the situation itself. right? Remember, this is a love reading, so like this, there could be some crossover about this happening in other areas of your life as well. Meanwhile, they're over here actually wanting to create more structure within a relationship. So they're wanting something that's more structured. They're wanting something that is more committed in a way, right? So more according to like societal, maybe not societal norms in the way that we used to think about them, but something that is more structured in terms of relationships. So if you're dating, they might be looking to they might be getting clear on what it is that they want, clearing space for what they don't want being out and what they do want coming in, and wanting to like maybe move forward in this direction where they want to go from dating to being exclusive or taking that kind of next step, so that's interesting. So what I see is like, well, let's take a look further actually about what's happening, what's occurring for you both internally and externally. So I'm going to move this over so that we have a little bit of space to open those up. Okay, so internally and externally for you, and then internally and externally for them, right? And so internally, having the Devil card there, I'm wondering if you're dealing with some kind of maybe feeling depressed or feeling overwhelmed, like oppressed in some way. Remember, this isn't about just your love life. This is about what's happening overall in your life and how everything that's happening for us internally in our life overall and externally in our life overall definitely affects every area of our life, including love. So I like looking at this to see like, okay, what lenses are you looking through? Like, how might these things be affecting or impacting your connection with this person, right? So this is completely separate of them they might be related to them, but we don't know that. We're looking at just what is going on in your internal space. And so, yeah, maybe feeling oppressed, maybe feeling suffocated, maybe feeling chained to something, feeling obligated to be connected to a certain way of doing things or to certain things in your life that are making things feel kind of oppressive in this way. Now, I will say one thing, and this is not a slight on Pisces at all, right? But, we know that every sign, every constellation has its shadow and its light side, right? But one of the shadow sides of the Pisces energy is addiction, right? And it doesn't necessarily have to be to a substance. It can be to people, to Netflix, to escapism in some way, right? Some way in which we escape, right? Escape this world. This is also a very kind of like Piscean like kind of world, right? It's like it's dreamy. It can be a little bit murky, right? So just seeing like there's this energy that's coming through overall, right? And then what's going on in your external world is this kind of, there's something that you're building, working on creating, crafting in your life. So maybe like you're building out your business or you're focused on your finances or creating some kind of structure within your life. Perhaps that even involves that you are working on not just projects, but like perhaps you are studying further in your particular field and building yourself up in the workspace, like moving through the ranks or something like that. But this is about building, right? So there's something regarding that you're dealing with, right? And so just notice like, how are these two affecting the connection that you have with this person? Are they bleeding over and weighing into like your decision making and how you perceive the connection that you have with them, right? And we can see very easily how this one would, but yeah, if you're very involved with building what this is, perhaps you're not really having the kind of energy that they're really wanting to create. And perhaps that's been part of like the conflicting desires, right? So it's just examples. Obviously, we're not reading for an individual person. It's a collective reading. So it's hard to say without actually having that personal interaction. However, take that and kind of apply it for yourself, right? Now for them internally, they're dealing with their value, their worth. They're dealing with their, like the Nine of Pentacles is definitely got your shit together, standing on your own 2 feet. I know my worth, I know my value. And so they're working with that internally. That's an internal theme that they've got going on here. And it very much makes sense for what we're seeing here, right? It's like the pruning, the speaking and saying like what needs to be spoken, creating the kind of structure that they need. There's like that, in that structure also feels like very earthy, right? Which we're looking at here as earthy. So it seems like they are working on like self-worth. They're working on creating a space for what is aligned for them. And a lot of this feels very aligned with some of the astrology for May, right? It's like Mercury goes retrograde, and I think that's on the 10th, and then Mercury goes retrograde, and then also we have a full moon eclipse in Scorpio in on the South Node. And when like first of all, the moon in Scorpio is at detriment, so it doesn't really like to be there. That's already kind of like irking and like scratchy enough, right? But then South Node eclipses are always about releasing, things being cut and let go of, things being removed, endings that happen, right? So that new beginnings can happen, but that can happen in a lot of ways. It can happen with people, projects, in various kinds of ways, right? And they're looking to actually move forward too. Like this is externally what they're trying to do is move their life forward in a very aligned way. So everything for them seems very clear. I'm just seeing that they are really trying to align their life, speak their truth, create something that feels aligned for them, cut cords where they need to be, working on self-worth, you know. And over here we've got you kind of feeling like you need to step into your power a little bit and be more clear about what you really desire, what you really want, and what you're creating, right? Use your intuition, use your creativity, step into your self-expression, and things will become more clear. So that's what I'm seeing here. I think if I'm going to ask about any kind of clarification cards or anything like that, I think I'm just more curious about where is this relationship going, or this dating experience, you know, dating ship going, right? Or by the end of May, where are you guys going to be landing with that, right? So I'm feeling like 3 for that. Yeah, I'm just thinking about whether that's all I really want clarification on. I think that the other thing that comes up that I'm curious about is, are you too well matched? Is this something that is a match that's going to work out well in the long run? So there are 2 cards that came out for that. So we have 2 cards for that. And I think that's all I want to do for that. That's really all I want to look at for now. I mean, maybe I'll pull more cards, but that's what I'm feeling for now. And as we have been doing with the other previous months, we are looking at the Goddess and God cards, right? So if deities are a part of your belief structure, they are the homies that have your back, trying to help you out through this month. If not, think of them as archetypes that you can emulate, embody their strengths to carry you through. Okay, so I'm going to take a look. That's the Goddess card. This is the God card. Now remember, you can also think of these as yin and yang. So energy that is the polarities, right? If that's helpful to think about it that way. Then we're going to take a look at what are the direct messages that you're getting from your ancestors, your guides, your spirit council, however you like to think of them and name them. And I find that this is a really lovely, this deck, the more I work with it, is very much like that. It's very direct kind of message. Now, remember that all of these that we're pulling, this is for your overall life, right? So this is the rest of your life. This is finances, business, family, friends, everything, like covering, including love, right? Covering everything. This is the spiritual counsel advice that you're getting, right? This is like who's stepping in to give you what you need to move through this month, especially through this eclipse, because this one's going to be supposed to line up to be pretty intense. Now that card is actually for the shadows, like what shadow aspects are you needing to actually work with, and then we're going to take a look at one rune, I believe. eventually I think I might start incorporating some I Ching, but for now I'm gonna stick with runes. All right, you guys, so I will see you in the extended. Keep in mind, next month I'm actually changing up the format again. I think that what I'm going to do is some version of sneak peeks. I won't be doing Patreon extended next month. I just want to really give people an idea of what is being missed if you haven't seen what's over on Patreon, so you know what's actually over there. So I'm just going to be doing that next month in some version. You know, that's doesn't make these too incredibly long and also in 2 parts, most likely. That's what I'm thinking. So anyhow, I hope that you are able to have so much ease and through the Mercury retrograde and more so the eclipse as we finish off eclipse season. And I will see you over on Patreon, or I will see you here next month. So thank you for being here. Bye, Pisces.